Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales from the Riff. I am Miranda Davis here with Mo Soleil, and we thought that we'd start off the episode with a little bit of ASMR. 1 second. That's water swishing in my mouth. Did it sound like a waterfall? We are here today on this lovely Saturday with the members of Born to Die.
What's going on, guys?
Hello. Hi.
Introduce yourselves for the people over here.
Yeah, I'm Robin, the founder and guitar player of Born to Die. So that's me.
Then Eric.
I'm the bass player. I just joined. I'm playing bass and I've been with the band. I'm the last one to join the band. So that's me.
And last but not least.
I'm GC, and I sing for Born to Die, and I like to talk.
That's awesome. Well, you're in the right place, man, because we got some questions for you for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for agreeing to do the podcast, and I'm really stoked to have y'all. You guys are the first Swedish death metal band to come on board, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Thank y'all.
Thanks for having us. It's awesome.
Yep. And
Thanks, Coach.
And I just got, can't help but see. I mean, two of you guys are just like gym rats over there in Sweden. I mean, nonstop working out, y'all guys, man. What's going on over there?
You need to stay healthy, to have energy. You need to work out, eat good food, take care of yourself,
Oh
yeah. We are not 25 anymore, so.
I'm 25.
she's
we're
actually...
not.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally
it's like,
get
it starting getting old and your body start hurting, and it's like, I need to do something about it. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you get more energy to do music and all that stuff you want to do, except working and working out, So
Yeah. And it's a plus with the ladies too. So
yeah,
they're like, hello, I like your arms. Well, thank you so much.
Also, a lot of guys like it.
But they're,
That too.
but they're
Guys,
How much do you binge?
How much do you
guys are more like, I like your hair.
But the real question is how often is a leg? Like, how often you work out the legs?
2 times a week. I'm on a program where I work out 6 times a week, and it's like push, pull, leg, and then rest, and then push, pull, leg again. So it's At the moment, it's 2 times a week. So I don't forget about a leg day.
That's what's up.
You don't want chicken legs.
No.
Yeah, legs are pretty important. I like, I did a cycle class this morning. Not a cycle class. Cycle class.
You went see your shrink.
Yeah. She made a special Saturday appointment for me because I just needed it. Now, I definitely am in a place. I've always eaten healthy. I never really subscribed to the American fast food and just like completely shitty way of eating. I was really fortunate my parents didn't raise me in that environment, but man, especially lately, just counting macros and not obsessing over it, but just being fully aware and making an active, a concerted effort to exercise at the very least for an hour a day. It really does make the hugest difference.
Yeah, I also I just keep track of the calories going in is the same as the calories I'm using for the day,
Right.
And that's what I do. I just eat whatever I want. I don't eat too much. Mm-hmm. So I can eat pizza and burgers, and if I want to, I just need to work out more. So you have to keep the balance. So you can still eat whatever you want. Just move yourself. You move your body as much as you need to. And it's not hard. It's just you just have to do it.
Yeah, and
start doing it, it starts getting fun because you see the results as well. So.
Yeah, and I do some fasting. I love to do fasting. Like being without food for like 24 hours or something like that. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
It's like so easy just to. I don't think about like food. Just black coffee and water, and that's it.
I would
I'm actually
die.
fasting
I eat
right
like
now.
every 4 hours. I need to eat.
Yeah, I'm doing like a
Big boys
13-hour
gotta eat,
fast.
Well,
I just eat healthy.
that's what I'm talking about, Eric. Just eat healthy.
Yeah, I just eat healthy. I don't work out or do anything. I work out at work.
He's beautiful. He doesn't need to work out.
Yeah, look, his hair is perfect.
It
My hair
is.
is perfect. That's all.
It is. It is perfect.
Take out
It's,
your jeans.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's shining.
So
No, I just eat that. Just eat my breakfast, lunch times, and dinner. That's all I do. I eat for a day. So, but I work every day, so I don't have any time to. I feel like I don't have any time to do workouts, but I probably should.
well, all that working out between GC and Robin. I mean, it looks like y'all literally. When people say y'all killed the show, it looks like y'all about to seriously kill the audience with all the workout y'all do.
Yeah. I just stay behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, like today, my power walk was so long. Like I don't know. I think it was like 10 or 11 kilometers or something like that. So, and then to the gym, and then my legs was like, oh fuck.
You took a taxi home.
So
Yeah,
I also did walk today.
So
Just buying food. Need to stay. I was hungry, so I needed to go to the store.
nice. So what we do on our podcast, we'd like to get everyone's story collectively in all things related to metal and extreme music. And this goes whoever wants to start first. Just tell me and Miranda here just how y'all started with music, the music journey, starting with as far as back you want to go back to Stone Age. Whenever you first heard your first riff, first song that just made you go, okay, I like this. I'm going to go forward with this. And
Yeah, I could go first because I have a story I always tell because that's like how I got into music. It was like my dad always been playing guitar, like blues guitar at home, just for fun, and also my uncle had a drum set at our house. So every couple of like a weekend, every couple of months, they like rigged up the whole drum kit and the amps and stuff in our living room and just rocked out for a weekend when my mom was working. And I was always just sitting there listening, and I thought it was cool to see them like play guitar and play the drums and stuff. So I actually wanted to become a drummer because my uncle was a bit cooler than my dad, But then it was like my dad was like, we don't have room for drums, and you disturb the neighbors. If I buy you a guitar, will you start playing it? I was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. So that's how I started playing guitar a couple of years later, when I was a bit older. I think I started getting into music and blues and rock when I was like, 7 or 8 years old or something like that. And I found all the old Kiss albums in my dad's collection. I just saw the Kiss Destroyer album was the first album I ever saw. Like, whoa, this is so cool. This action figures jumping in front of a burning, scorched earth thing. And then it just got up from there. Kiss. Then we used to dress out as Kiss when I was younger in school for like the fun hour every Friday, and we would just do Kiss concerts, like playback and stuff. And after that, it was just, progressing to. I heard my first Metallica album a couple of years later when I was like 10 or 12. And then it was like, I was a huge Metallica fan for a couple of years. Then Slipknot came along, like in the, when it's like 99, 98 or something.
Yeah, about 98.
98.
And they just blew us all away. We're all these Metallica fans. Oh, Metallica is so heavy, it's so fast. And then Slipknot came along. It's like, whoa, shit, what is this? And then all the masks and all that shit,
Yeah.
Just started from there. Just exploring more and more music. And then the internet came along and made everything way easier to just find new bands, Back in the day, you had to go to the record store and just pick up the coolest cover of an album and start listening to it. Yeah, this was cool. I have to listen to this, So that's how I kind of started getting into music and metal and rock. Started with blues, then Kiss, then Metallica and stuff. And my father almost forcing me to play guitar because he didn't want another drum set in the house, So that's why I started playing guitar.
What was some of the early blues memories you have with your father, Robin?
Yeah, he played a lot of old Clapton and Gary Moore. Mm-hmm. He and his friend actually played guitar, mostly acoustic guitars. But they used to my mom worked every third weekend or something, and if my uncle wasn't there, his friend was there with his guitar, and they were always just jamming along to old Gary Moore and all the classic blues songs, and just having fun, drinking beer and talking shit, And I was sitting there like a little kid and oh, this is so awesome. It's so cool. I wanted to be like them. So I still listen to a lot of the old blues. I love Gary Moore and Eric Clapton and all that. And also I got into a bit of Led Zeppelin, Queen and all that also. So I like the groovy, bluesy. That's how I got into all the other groove metal and stuff. Blues it's a lot of feeling. It's a lot of heartbreak and all that shit. It talks to you. The music talks to you. They don't even have to sing anything. You just hear by the way they're playing the guitar. It's I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Speaking of groove, I can't tell you how excited Miranda here was whenever I told her about your band, and I said, look, why don't you read up on these guys and listen to them, and we could formulate some questions later and all that. And she's like, they got this D-beat groove to them. Am I wrong on here? And I was like, no, you're not. So she was spot on.
Yeah, definitely. I said on the other podcast, the first podcast I was on, my first experience with metal was Norwegian black metal Mayhem, Death Crush album. But you mentioned bluesy, the Led Zeppelin songs are more bluesy. I think of Can't Quit You Baby and You Shook Me, and I was a huge Queen fan and stuff. But I'm just really exploring metal. And so the fact that I was able to pick up on groove, D beat, and I just a few weeks ago I was like, what's a D beat? So yeah, I definitely have some questions later on once we get all y'all stories regarding that. So
absolutely. So I'm done. That's how I got into music and metal and playing guitar and all that stuff.
So
basically.
So Robin, I'm gonna keep on you for a little bit. So with the Slipknot influence from America, when any of the local stuff, because y'all are considered, Sweden, the mecca of, death metal, along with, the Morris Sound recording studios here in the States. When did that influence come into play for you as a guitar player?
I started listening to my first real Swedish, the Gothenburg sound,
Mm-hmm.
It was the old In Flames albums, and I didn't know anything about that until I started listening to Slipknot, and there's this band In Flames, and you got At the Gates,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But I think it was around the same time because I was so into the old Kiss and Metallica stuff in the beginning, and so I was kind of late listening to all the the Swedish Gothenburg metal. But I got into them because I heard Slipknot, and you wanted to explore like the death metal and all that a bit more, and you started searching for bands like that, and you meet new friends, and have you heard this band? Have you heard it? Like I heard Pantera for the first time, also right before I heard Slipknot. Like I was from Metallica to Pantera to Slipknot to In Flames, Yeah. So. Yeah, I know. And after In Flames, it was Lamb of God was a huge influence for me, also on the groove metal side,
Mm-hmm.
And also Machine Head, all that. It's kind of like if you live in Sweden, you're always looking to the US. Yeah, that's the cool bands because this is just Swedish. Yeah, it's our own. Yeah, we don't care. and in the States, it's like, yeah, we have all these bands, but you have In Flames, you have At the Gates, you have all these. So I think we're looking to each other,
Yep.
And but I really appreciate the Gothenburg sound and also this Stockholm death scene, with Entombed and all that. It's but I've been a kind of late bloomer there because I was so focused on the other, like Slipknot, Lamb of God, Machine Head, all that, and also Pantera and all the I like the Southern groove stuff.
The Southern groove.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where we at in the state? We're like located like right in the middle of that New Orleans, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, groove metal sound. I mean, we recently spoke to Kyle Thomas of Exorder, who was really, really a part of an influential band that, pretty much paved the way for groove metal, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
It's like I say, it's like the first real breakdown I ever heard was like Pantera.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, what are they doing? They're slowing down and playing extra heavy. What the fuck? You can do that?
Yeah.
And then everybody started doing these extreme breakdowns in every song you heard. And it's like, yeah. But in my opinion, Pantera was one of the first like bands exploring the groove and the breakdown stuff, And also all the, like you said, Exorder and all that. The groove is special. I like it a lot, so I tend to get drawn to all the groove bands, and you got a lot of groove bands from the States.
Oh yeah.
So that's where my focus was first, and then I saw the In Flames and all that stuff,
Cool.
But we actually recorded with my other band at the Studio Fredman, the master of the Gothenburg sound,
Yeah.
He's like he lives like, or the studio is like 10 minutes away from where I live, and like 2 minutes from our rehearsal space. So it's kind of funny. He'd been this legendary producer you always just heard about, and all of a sudden you're in his studio and talking shit and drinking coffee with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a cool guy as well. It's very funny and it's just a cool guy,
Yeah.
So we're actually going to record. We did the recordings for both my other band and Born to Die, the guitars, at Studio Fredman with his other producer Rob. So it's legendary in that sense,
Absolutely.
It's cool.
Cool.
So who wants to go next? Tell us.
I can go next.
All right.
That's okay. So, how I started into music? Well, it started about me growing up, musical family. My parents was into a lot of, the old stuff. They were Beatles, ZZ Top, The Police, and Queen, of course. Those are actually those four music groups that actually got me into music, especially The Police and Queen to start with, because The Police, they had their grooves in their songs that I just came along and listened to theirs. I don't know, remember the title of the second record, but that album was what opened up to me musically. And starting off, going on from there, my brother listened to a lot of rock metal stuff in the beginning of the 90s. Headbangers Ball.
Oh yeah.
Was on the TV, and he recorded them on his VHS. So I got to see all the videos from the bands he liked, and of course, at the time you could see a Metallica video or Nirvana video or Skid Row, whatever. I got into Metallica right in the 1990, I think. And from there, start to explore how much more heavy music you could find. So Headbangers Ball was actually the source of finding new music. So thanks to my brother, I found a lot of bands. Slayer came along, Anthrax, and of course Megadeth, all the big fours, thrash metal, and then Testament, Exodus, Creator, and other thrash metal bands, and going to the extreme stuff, just like Cannibal Corpse, Grave, of course the Swedish side, Entombed, Dismember, and At the Gates, all these. So in the groove, of course, Pantera, Machine Head, Sepultura was that the good stuff, and I started getting to that kind of music. So I started to learn to play my first guitar riff, right off a piece band my brother used to listen to. I think one of the first guitar riffs I ever played that wasn't even Smoke on Water. It was actually a Sacred Reich song, I think, from thrash metal band, with Phil Wind, and I don't remember which song it was, but I knew the melody was kind of easy. It was a groove song, so that's where the groove metal started coming. And, years going by, and then I got into this whole new metal scene with Korn, Deftones, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, and there were Roots by Sepultura, Soulfly, Cold Chamber, and got along with that in the late 90s, and then I started to buy. At that time, you start to buy the records. So I think one of the first records I ever bought was Anthrax.
Oh wow!
Don't remember which album it was, but I know it was an Anthrax. So then I started, collecting money just to buy these albums. So I bought like a lot of Anthrax, Pantera, also Limp Bizkit, Korn, Slipknot, all these albums. And I just started to buy albums because I was kind of late into this whole internet thing. So we didn't have internet at home. I just listened to the music through television.
I see you have.
Yeah?
I was gonna say, I see you have one of my favorite albums right behind you, that Pestilence Consuming Impulse album. Yes,
that's right.
That is gold right there.
Yeah, of course. I didn't think my brother didn't have this album, so I knew he had it on a cassette.
Mm-hmm.
No, I heard it. Yeah, it was in the beginning of the 90s when he listened to the metal. I heard that album. It was crushing. I think it was one of the first albums that was down tuned, because that album is pretty down tuned to D's or something. It was a heavy record. Mm-hmm. I remember. And years years passed, and I finally found this on vinyl. I haven't heard it in a long time, and as soon as I put on my vinyl player, damn, so good.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. So and buying records, that's one of my favorite things to do. I never stopped buying records. So as soon as you find out about a new band or something, I need to buy that record.
Oh yeah.
I'm a record collector.
I just restarted my vinyl collecting in the past 3 years, but I gotta ask you. I mean, since you're wearing the hoodie of Entombed, if you can, what is your favorite Entombed album?
Oof. The one with LG Petrovs.
Yes.
It's hard to choose just one, but if I have to choose one, I think it must be Wolverine Blues.
Well,
that
one's really grooving.
Choice.
Yeah, it's. I must say, a lot of people that I know that talk about that appreciate Entombed, they always go either Left Hand Path or Clandestine. But
yeah,
I really like Left Hand Path.
I was gonna say Clandestine, but everyone says that, and it's the only album that LG Petrol didn't sing on. So
yeah,
no, I had to choose one the LG sings on.
There you go.
So, but I think I have to go with Wolverine Blues. There is such a great groove elements in those records.
Absolutely.
The death metal and the groove metal. It's such a great combination.
Mm-hmm.
Both that album and the one that came after, To Ride, Shoot Straight, and Speak the Truth.
Oh, that album is so good.
It's so good.
That's such a good album. Damn Deal Done. That's one of the coolest riff I ever heard.
Yes.
Yeah, Black Sabbath riff.
Yep.
That Black Sabbath never wrote. Yeah, so that's an important band to me as well, because Entombed has always been part of my growing. So it wasn't until recent years, going 10 years back, that I got back into Entombed, because it was such a great band. And also got into more extreme metal music thanks to Iowa by Slipknot.
Yeah.
And because when when the new metal thing was big, it was the groove, it was the whole rap thing going on. Yeah, of course, I like that as well, but I needed something heavier, and Slipknot then released Iowa. And Iowa, there was so much death metal influence song on that record, I remember. And it's one of the records that I need to listen to more of. I need to come back to that, the extreme metal stuff. So I came back and listened to Napalm Death, Cannibal Corpse, Nos, and Rotten Sound, all that stuff. And it's all thanks to the Iowa record.
Mm-hmm.
That I came back to the whole death metal stuff again. So my taste of music is kind of wide ever since. So it's you find new stuff all the time, and you think that newer bands, it sounds interesting because they get influenced by, let's say, new metal, and then again they get influenced by the old heavy stuff, the extreme stuff that was going on in the 90s, even the black metal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing to see how a band makes progress with their music. So I guess you want to know how I started playing music.
I do. Yeah, that was my follow-up question with you.
Yeah, well, it's, as I said, one of my first riffs was in the Sacred Reich song, and and my brother, who's plays the drums in the recording of Born to Die.
Mm-hmm.
He's the drummer for the. He's a drummer. He's been a drummer since the age of 10. Well, since an early age, what I know. So I started to go along and play drums as well. So that's how I started getting into music. And, played drums for a couple of years. But then, I started to play guitar and I started losing interest in playing drums. So I picked up a guitar instead. I started playing, some Metallica stuff and Anthrax stuff. And, when the bass guitar also came there as well. So my first instrument was a bass, actually. So I've been playing music for about 30 years, I think.
Wow.
I've been playing, starting off with drums. And then guitars for about 20 plus years. So I've been playing guitar ever since. And when the guys in Born to Die asked me to join the band, and I said, of course, I can play bass. Or they needed a bass player, so I said, yes, I can play bass.
Now,
it's fun to play bass.
Do you have as many guitars as Robin here?
No. Oh no. I only have two guitars.
What he has in guitars, you make up with in records.
And beautiful hair.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. No, I have two guitars and one bass. I had other guitars, but I either sold them and sold them all. Well, not all, but I had as I said, my first instrument was a bass, but that was just some Fender rip-off cheap crap bass, but that's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Yep.
And sometimes it'd be like that.
It was a precision bass. And I had that bass for many years. Then I never played it again, and then I sold that bass to another one. So I changed a couple of instruments. Now I only have two guitars and one bass. So it was a time I didn't have any bass guitars because I bought I had a bass with 5 strings, and I sold it to my bass player when I was playing with a band about 10 years ago, I think, or more, because he was actually going to buy a bass, and I told him, hey, why don't you buy mine? It's a 5-string, and oh yeah, so he got it cheap, and so I didn't have any bass for a couple of years until I bought a Fender 4-string precision bass. I think it was like 2015, I think. So when I bought it, and then hit the Exorder and started playing bass again. I think it's fun. Started playing, covers. Started playing that and do some my own stuff until I got asked to join Born to Die. So that's, playing bass in a band makes it more funnier.
So what was that, Eric, what was that first band that you were in? What did that sound like?
My former band was melodic metal, or melodic death metal kind of thing. That was 10 years ago or more, 15 years ago. I played with a bunch of different bands at the time, but the last band was more more melodic stuff, more like In Flames, more softer melodic death metal. And yeah, we were good. And yeah, we did some shows, and we tried to do a demo or a EP or whatever you could call it. But it was never released.
Mm.
It was never released, and then I left the band because I had other priorities. That's when I stepped away from music. That was I think it was 2011 or something. Stepped away there for a while because I was studying, then I was started working, and so I wasn't doing music for about 10 years, I think.
What were you studying?
Welding.
Ah, okay.
I was studying welding, and
That's metal.
that's very metal.
Very metal.
Very metal indeed. Remelting the steel.
Man, whenever I took a welding class in high school, I had to, for the rest of the semester, I had to clean up the shop, like sweep and shit, to get my grade, because I almost blew up the whole shop because I couldn't lift the rod off of the plate. There were just like sparks all over the fucking place. And so my teacher was like, "You're just going to sweep for your grade." So, yeah. Just a little fun fact about me. Keep going.
The success.
Yeah.
Well, I did studying welding, and then I started working at a welder factory about 2 years later. But I worked there for it wasn't a half year, I think it was, and then I quit because I started to get burned out, and my boss at the time was he was an asshole, he didn't have any responsibility for the work I was supposed to do, so he didn't give me any work, and I started to feel bad, and then I got burned out, so I quit. And I haven't been welding since then, but if I start welding now, I don't think I would. I don't think I would forget how to weld. It's like starting to ride a bike again.
Yep.
That's how it is. If you know how to weld,
Right. And
or
what was it like? Because obviously you've always loved music. Was it more, in a way, kind of like welding just seemed like the more sensible option? I can't imagine that you absolutely hated welding, but I mean, not kind of stepping away from music. What was that like emotionally, or just mentally, just having that piece of you for a bit?
I think it was when I stepped away from music. I think it was more of that physical, and psychically, the mentally stuff as well, because I have to drive very far from home to studying, and then even further away just to rehearse. And the reason I left, because we were rehearsing for nothing, really.
All right.
We weren't doing any rehearsal for anything special. I told the guys in that band that maybe we should just rehearse when we have some record, when we're going to record some stuff for a gig. But no, we just got into the rehearsal room and started jamming the same old stuff, and I just got tired of it. So I know. And then I stepped away because I was getting too tired of that.
All right.
I think that's a common thing in bands.
Yeah.
You have one, maybe two of the members want to do something with the band. The rest of them is like, oh no, somebody's gonna find us here in our basement and make us famous. If we just rehearse and we will become famous because someone will find us. and make us famous. And we don't have to do shit for it, you know.
Right.
You know.
I also had the same, like Eric said, you know, a lot of bands, you know, you work your ass off, you write songs, you do all this, and people's like, yeah, when are we gonna get famous? I was like, we're not gonna get famous just sitting on our asses, you know. And that's, I think a lot of bands just stop playing because of it. Because, like you say, just going to some space and playing the same 10 songs all over and over and over, it's like you get bored to death.
Yes, and this is not about slamming my former band members because they're still friends. But you know, I think I always came with ideas. Well, we should play at this small festival, that place, and we should, you know, send them the songs we have online. And but you know, there were no interest, I think. So you know, when I said that, you know, at the end of the day, I just, do whatever you want. I won't stay here for long. I won't stay here for too long if it's gonna keep going that way. So until I just left because I got bored, as Robin said, bored to death.
Death.
But yeah, then I did play. I did fill in for one band the year after, and that was a cool gig because it wasn't my band; it was my brother's former band, Lucifer and the Howling Demons. They did a gig at some kind of, you know, hot rod meeting stuff, whatever you call it. A lot of hot rods, cars. And, you know, my brother couldn't play it, so they had to hire another drummer, and their guitar player couldn't play because he was with another band, I think. He was a guitar tech for, I think it was one of the big bands here in Sweden. I don't remember which one. So I stepped in, and that was a cool gig because we played. Well, Lucifer and the Holy Demons played like rock and roll, groove metal, you know, Danko Jones, Slash and Tomb stuff. So it was kind of a cool mix up. So I started playing, just rehearsed one day for that show, and it was a fun show. So I came back to music at one moment there, and ever since I haven't stood on a stage since that, and I think it was in 2012.
Wow. So you about ready?
So
Yeah.
I was ready to go then, and then, you know, then we did the gig, and okay, been thinking now that was the last show I ever did musically. So we'll see what the future brings.
Yep.
Because it was 10 years ago.
Gonna be ass kicking Born to Die shows from now on, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That's gonna be cool.
We need your hair on stage.
Yeah.
Well, and third.
Yeah, I know.
Third and
I have no hair. You have all the hair.
Yeah.
So you have to windmill
I
the
ripped
fuck
your hair off. I ripped your hair off, Robin.
Yeah. That's why I have all the guitars, because I have no hair.
Right.
That's why Eric
all
has
my
me two
guitars. Did I sold one guitar to you?
Yeah, you helped me buy one. You and GC helped me to buy one of my guitars.
Robin legit has a guitar center in his space right here.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking impressive.
As Eric said, he's sold a lot of guitars. I never sold a single guitar. I sold a bass once. That's the only instrument I ever sold, because I had two bass, but I didn't need them because I don't even play them. I just wanted it just in case I need to record some bass or something like that. But
do you name your guitars?
that's the only. I sold a couple of amps and a bass, but never a guitar. I just buy guitars, as you can see.
Do you have a name
I
for
buy
each
vinyl
one?
records.
Like each guitar does have a name and a certain sentiment behind it? You have a couple of different colors too. It's like a variety.
In the beginning, it was like, I only want black guitars, but then it's like, if I have a black guitar and always black clothes, and I get on stage, they won't even see my guitar. So I need a couple of new colors, you know. But I don't have names for them. But I have definitely have like different tunings, different pickups, and all that, you know, for different kind of projects and songs and all that. So I don't have the like imagination to come up with names for 25 guitars. It's too much.
Speaking of tunings, Robin, I didn't get to ask you, but now we're talking about it. What type of tuning y'all use for Born to Die?
It's drop C.
Drop C.
Isn't it? Yeah, drop C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drop C.
Yeah.
It's kind of a classic, you know, new metal tuning. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a bit better than drop D, and it's not too heavy to not. You can use it on any guitar, you know. You don't have to have a baritone scale or super thick strings and stuff. So,
I got a few.
But drop C, it's a tuning I always tend to go back to, you know. Yeah. I have a couple of drop B, drop A, drop D, I even have drop G, I think, and drop E on my 8 strings, you know.
Yep. Miranda and I have some friends in a local band over here in Lafayette, Louisiana that actually uses drop G, and it sounds
cool.
heavy. It sounds heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't even hear the tones. It's like it's like just make your balls vibrate. And that's what you want.
That's great.
All make your busting riffs.
well,
I have a project that's like I'll only play 7-string drop G. It's not. I haven't like done anything real with it. Just I have a couple of songs, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's more like a Deftones proggy, heavy, slow kind of vibe to it. So I might do something with it later. But my focus now is Born to Die mostly. So, but I always have a lot of ideas. I just have to like record everything just to get it out of my head, you know.
I understand.
I have to do something, and all of a sudden I have like 8 or 10 songs.
Damn!
It's like, so I have a lot of ideas for a lot of different projects, and that's fun because I need to like do it. You know, I can't have all this stuff messing with my daily routines. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know JC has been chomping at the bit, it looks like, just sitting down waiting patiently to tell his story here. So without further ado, let's listen to the lead vocalist of Born to Die's story here.
All right. What was the question now?
I wanted to say, just say, what got you into metal? I mean, I know you and I talked a lot before this podcast, but for those who don't know you and know what you're about, just tell us what life is like, as a young teenager or young preteen, getting into music and starting your metal journey.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the hospital. Yeah, medical.
Yeah, yes, music. Well, it's like to my family, my mom, we Latinos, and they listen to a lot of, salsa and all that shit. So my mom was always playing music really loud the whole time. And that was the beginning of I love music. I love the group, the vibe, Mm-hmm. And I started to listen to music. I really like music. I think it was like, I don't know. I think it was like, I was maybe 6 years old, and it was through my brother and my uncle, and it was Rat, Bon Jovi, W. Roth, Poison, and all that hair metal.
You had a kick-ass uncle.
Music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I still love that kind of music. If you play Aerosmith or Bon Jovi, I'm just gonna sing and kiss you. It's like, oh my god, I fucking love that music. So yeah, that was the beginning, rock music in the 80s. So I started to like metal, maybe when I moved to Sweden, 92. I moved to Sweden, and I was 9, 8, something like that. And my mom bought me the Revenge cassette, Kiss, Revenge and Fear of the Dark. And from that day, I started like, more harder music, and this was 92, 93, and 94, 5. I discovered Sepultura, Machine Head, Slayer. So I became a metalhead 96. I can say I was metalhead 100% 96, and it was because of the Roots album. When I saw the video, like the Indians and all the shit, the Latino groove, I was like, all right, I can relate to Sepultura, and it's like we have something in common. So 96, I became a metalhead, 100%.
I want to ask you. You said you moved to Sweden whenever you were 9. Where'd the family move from?
What?
Where did the family move from?
To Sweden.
Yeah, when you know where I come from or what?
Yes, where you come from?
Yeah, all right. Peru. I was born in Lima.
Oh, Peru.
And how did you your family find yourself in Sweden? What does your family do work-wise?
Yeah, the situation in Peru was shit still shit, but it was worse, I think, in the 80s and 90s. A lot of fucking criminals, terrorism, and everything, and the president was a douchebag. But yeah, it was no future. My mom's plans was to move to Florida first, but they told her, you can come here, but without your son, because you need to work, and you can pick up your son maybe in the future. My mom was like, I don't want to leave my son. And my mom's best friend moved to Sweden in the 80s, and she was, move here. And my mom, Sweden? The only thing I know about Sweden is ABBA. So yeah, we took the chance and I moved to Sweden. 92, September 92 was. And yeah. So that's my story.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, my parents also. I'm actually a Chilean. I'm from Chile, but I was born here in Sweden. So my parents also came to Sweden in 1986. Because of this whole Pinochet crap going on in Chile. So there were no future in Chile when we had such an asshole ruling the country. So they just had to move from Chile ASAP. So they came to Sweden in 1986, and a year later I was born.
Oh, wow.
So, I lived here in Sweden my whole life, so I can't say I have nothing in common with Chile. I only have families who still lives there, but some communication, but no, we're good here in Sweden as well. So
has either you, GC, or Eric gone back to Peru and Chile at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
Well, last time I was in Chile was 99, 2000. So it was the millennium. Okay. Was the last time I visited Chile.
Okay.
But it's it's a beautiful country, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So we did this. I was there for 3 months. 3 months. So right after 1 month, I just wanted to go home because I wasn't used to the whole system there in Chile. So I missed home. Right. So when I came home, everything was fine here. But I'm not gonna talk shit or whatever you're gonna say, but it's a beautiful country. It's a nice country. And
isn't Tom Araya from Slayer also from Chile?
Yes.
That's cool.
Of course.
Yep.
So, that's another fun thing about not only Chile, but Latin American in general, that we had this whole Sepultura connection as well that makes us love Sepultura.
Mm-hmm.
What GC explained, that this whole Latino
But
stuff.
Eric, do you remember when we saw Cavalera Conspiracy playing all the Sepultura songs and we were waiting for the train and there was a lot of random Latinos and like, Ecuador, Brazil,
Yeah.
Colombia. And he was, do you know the guy? I was, no, but they know we like Cavaleras.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
It's such a typical stuff when you're a Latino here in Sweden. They know, oh no, these guys must like Sepultura or Soulfly or Cavalera Conspiracy. This was this the whole Cavalera doing the Beneath the Remains Arise stuff, I think?
Yes.
Yes, because there were Latinos. There were pretty much Latinos everywhere on that show in Stockholm.
Yeah, you saw like Max. It was like, is this Sweden? Because everybody was like screaming in Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of brown people in them.
Yeah, a lot of people, because we met Max and Igor Calder that night.
Yeah.
So Max asked me, well, where were all the Swedish people there? Because I only saw Latinos there. So there were a few.
The old ABBA show.
I told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that was the meet and greet thing we did with Max and Igor. So what were they chanting? Because they chant some, this is a full Chilean folklore. They were chanting in the audience. So, I know what this is. So, and Max asked me, what were they chanting? I know that it's kind of like a hymn in Chile that they're starting to chant because of the situation in Chile. The situation that year was pretty bad, so I think that's why they were chanting. That I don't remember what it was, but it's kind of a folklore chant, typical Chilean stuff. So what's kind of fun story.
So GC, how did you come into Born to Die?
It was like, I knew, well, I know. I need to remember. Yeah, Robin told me, I have some songs, like, some riffs and drums. And maybe you want to, maybe put some vocals or whatever. Do what you want. That was his exact word. Do what you want. I was, okay. And I did some things. It was not like the best, but it was like an idea, He was like, it worked. And we were just playing with those songs maybe for just me and him for maybe, I don't know, 8 months or something like that. What last.
It was like we were talking about it. Because I was kind of tired of my other band, Sugar. Just released an album and right in the pandemic, we released it in the same month that they just closed everything down, And I was kind of burned out because I've been working so hard on doing this album. And I was like, fuck it, I need to do something else. So I started writing a lot of riffs, and me and GC were talking about, like, he was, I'm going to record this cover because I want to try to, like, scream and growl and stuff. And I was like, well, why don't you try to sing to my songs, because I suck at like screaming and writing lyrics and stuff. I can write music, but I can't write lyrics because and all that. He's like, I can try it. So that's how it all started. I just had a lot of songs, and you wanted to annoy your neighbors with screaming. So
exactly. Because I was like, try to find a sound, like. Because before, I heard some covers that I did, and I was like, sounds good, but I tried to be like the other screamers, like that. So I tried to find my own sound. I was just screaming here, and my neighbor, boom, boom, boom. I was yes, I'm the right way, like that. like, yeah, but everything with this Born to Die, it was really like organic, It was, and the first song was From Love to Zero, and that was the first test, and then I recorded a little bit at the Sunlights, and I sent it to Robin, and he was, yeah, I think we have something here, and yeah, and we were just doing some more songs, and like 8 months after or something like that, I asked Eric, do you want to help us with the bass? And then we were again in Sunlights, and he put some bass, and he was like in love with the sound of the bass, because it sound like Entombed. And I remember Eric's smile. He was, oh my God, I love the sound.
Yeah, it was cool because we have always been like. I also told GC, just do whatever you want, because I'm not a singer. I don't write lyrics and all that. It's like the music is kind of a mix of everything I like hardcore metal, death metal, groove metal. It's just basic, like a punch in the face. I don't want not too much flair. So the solos or all that. It's just straight up riffs and drums. And GC was like, oh, if I do like this with the like old school black metal, yeah, just try it out. We have no boundaries. I was like, everything we want to try, we just try it. We don't want to like put ourselves in a box or we can't do this because we're not playing black metal or we're not playing thrash metal or new metal.
Because I was listening to a lot of like old Sepultura from the 80s and Venom. Like that. I was, I want that kind of sound in my vocal, something weird, like that. And I told Robin, it's okay if I do like this. What do you think? He went, yeah, do it, just do it. I was, all right, cool, And then I was listening to some old black metal too, and I put a little bit of black metal screams there too, and and was like perfect.
And also, like Thomas said when you recorded a demo at Sunlight, it's like because I also told GC that I like that he has this like Latino accent on his vocals. It's not typical Swedish death metal or American. So people get confused because are you from Sweden or are you Latinos? Right. And Thomas also in Sunlight told GC, just do yourself. Don't try to sound like anyone else. Just do it because you have a cool accent. And I think that like puts a little extra like the spark on the
Yeah, because I remember the first time I was alone, and he was like, "Yeah, sounds good, but now you sound like the other one, like the other guys." So be yourself,
right?
Like that. Like I can hear that it's you when you talk. So do the same, but screaming. Be yourself. Don't try to copy other people like that.
Right.
I was you're the boss, all right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I did it, and I'm happy. Really happy with the sound we have now. With the Robin's guitar and like Eric's. Style, when he played the bass, a lot of like into punk rock, like that, and I have my own style, screaming, like, and that's Born to Die, really.
Yeah, it's a
organic sound,
Yeah, an organic smorgasbord.
Yeah.
And
also,
what are you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that Eric told us that his brother was the drummer. I was like, yeah, let's try it out. And I talked a lot to Alvaro about it. Like, just keep the songs like the red line, so I still can hear my own programmed drums. Just so I can recognize the songs, and you can do whatever you want with your hands. Just follow it with your feet. And you can do whatever you want with your hands. Just do too much, and we just can take some of the off on the top. It's better to because then we also got the organic drums. It's still the same that I did from the beginning, but it's better. So it's cool that you can all work like we have done. Like I'm in Gothenburg and you're in Stockholm, and you just send like files.
Right.
I send my guitars to you, and you can record it. You don't even have to record everything at the same spot.
Well, that's a very interesting musical strategy, to do too much and they could just cut off everything. So it creates a very interesting sound for you guys, because like we had discussed at the beginning, even someone who's super new to learning the ropes of metal, and not only just metal in and of itself, the different types of metal.
Talking about yourself again?
Yeah, I know, my favorite subject. It's cool that because of the way that y'all produce music, just like you said, being yourselves, and it's the whole philosophy of it's better to do too much than to do too little. It creates such an interesting sound that makes y'all distinct, where you could tell, even though y'all are very authentic and true to yourselves, you can tell that there's many punk influences, groove metal influences. And so I want to know what kind of non-metal and non-punk influences maybe contribute to y'all sounds, or just even as musicians.
I listen a lot to old school hip hop, Ice Cube.
Yes.
And all the old NWA and Dr. Dre and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also a lot of Eminem, because I think he writes brilliant lyrics.
Yeah, now you're speaking my
like the older hip hop, and also I kind of progressive stuff as well. Not jazz per se, but a blues and super old school blues, and bluegrass even.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a lot of vibes from that.
Right.
As well. And I also sometimes I listen to Justin Timberlake and Bruno Mars and stuff, because they know how to write good songs.
What the
even though it's not metal. So you can get they've done this, or they put the drums like this. Yeah, the rhythms and stuff. So
right.
Yeah, it's mostly metal, but also just everyday life and other hip hop is a big. I listen a lot to the beats, and also the lyrics, and I get inspired to write riffs when I hear good lyrics sometimes, because you can translate the feeling they want to get with the lyrics. I can do it with the guitar,
Dude,
I agree.
Sorry, go on.
I agree because I grew up listening to some of the hip hop stuff as well. NWA, Ice Cube, Ice-T, of course, Body Count.
Oh yes.
Even Michael Jackson. He had the album Thriller. It got some great beats to the songs, got the groove, and of course, then as Robin said, the Eminem and that stuff is great as well, because he's such a great
drug
lyricist,
ballad, man.
Of course, and I also listen to that stuff, and I even listen to Billie Eilish sometimes, because
she's good. She's good.
Yes, just because to stay in a relaxed mood. I think her music is great, and even when you get even if you want to get pumped up, I can put a song by a Beyonce or Britney Spears, just to get things going when you're not listening to metal, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course you go back listening to from Beyonce to Napalm Death, whatever.
Yeah.
Same here. I listen to a lot of hip hop too, like the same bands, Dr. Dre and Eminem and Tupac, B.I.G. All that shit. But I love really depressive music, like The Cure, The Smiths, Nick Cave, all that kind of music. It's I don't know. I love that. Just that Seated of Mercy. That, I don't know. It's really dark, slow. It's like perfect when it's raining. You know, you drink your black coffee and you just feel sorry for yourself. I love that kind of music too. You know, but I can listen to a lot of really weird music too. You know, like my playlist can be like Napalm Death, and Sepultura, and then maybe it's like a song of like Justin Bieber song, and then The Cure, and then it's like maybe a salsa song or whatever, and then I go back to like White Zombie or whatever. You know, it's really mixed. I just love music.
Yeah.
So
I just last night I was on the way back from New Orleans, had a 2.5 hour drive, and I literally went from, I mean, I don't know if y'all remember this, the band Till Tuesday, the song Voices Carry. It was a big 80s hit. Yeah. And
I think I remember.
And I went I went from that to Roger Allen Wade, who is,
I love him.
You got, dude, fucking I love that outlaw country shit, man. And Roger Allen Wade, he should have his own fucking stand-up comedy special. I mean, the lyrical content is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, I listen a lot to him, actually.
I need to check that out.
Oh,
in
Eric,
special periods of time, you know.
Eric, you got to check it out. It's I came into knowing about Roger Allen Wade because of Jackass.
Same here.
And,
okay.
He's got the, that track. If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really good song.
Is he the one that has the song because she's a country girl? Is that him?
Maybe.
Man.
But I mean, he's got like titles include "She's Out Whoring Again."
Yeah, that's an awesome track.
I know, it's so good.
She's gone back to whoring, and she's gone back to whoring again.
Yes.
And Too Fat to Fly. It's also a hit.
But
All Liquored Up. I like the album All Liquored Up.
Yes, that's the best one by far. It's the best one.
Yeah, that's an awesome album.
For those of you who don't know about Roger Allen Wade, educate yourself right now.
I need to check that out. But I did hear that song when Jackass was a big thing.
And I
remember that song.
And like every one of his songs are like no more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. It's just to the point, quick. It got so much.
Those are the best songs.
So much hook. And I just recently found out that he wrote for Johnny Cash. He wrote for Waylon Jennings.
Oh shit!
Like he was like he's like was one of the ghost writers in Nashville.
Damn.
So it's pretty wild.
Hey. Those are often the good songs when those short songs.
Yep.
To me, I think those are actually the best songs because once they're over, man, I need to listen to that again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like Black Sabbath, Paranoid. It's like 3 minutes or something like that. Perfect song.
Yes.
Or
Saint Anger with the 5-minute songs with nothing happens.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love that album.
That's Eric's favorite album.
What album is it?
He loves Saint Anger.
Saint Anger, Metallica.
Okay.
I was actually listening to that album a couple of days ago, and I can't understand what the hell were they doing in that album?
Wait, let me put this.
I like
it.
it. A lot of people don't like it.
No, you really don't need to.
Such a horrible
I really
album,
don't need to.
I have even
how horrible. And I thought Load and Reload was horrible, but that album, I can't stand it.
It's always fun. I'm thinking about it because if they just done the songs, like you said, 2-3 minutes, it would be okay. But now it's like verse, riff, verse, riff, verse. It's never ending. It's like,
never ending.
We played the song for 10 minutes, and it's just the same thing. I was like, we don't need song.
If they have better production, and maybe the album wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, just
Eric's being really generous with that comment. If they had better production, it may sound good.
Better or even better songs.
I can see the
I can't find the.
I want to hear
find
this
that one
train
song
wreck.
that is good.
I could see the
Like I said,
restraint.
you hear the song for 2 minutes, then you can like skip to the next one because then it's just another 6 minutes of the same 2 minutes. That's the main problem.
I did enjoy one thing about Saint Anger, and it was Ola England, the YouTuber.
Yep.
When he's playing it, when he's learning Saint Anger on drums, and he sampled the snare drum. It's so fun to watch because he's done. I even sampled the snare drum. Pow! Okay, but it makes the 6-inch even more funnier. Such a fun video.
Lars Ulrich drum was this trash can.
Yeah.
So, speaking of good production, how did the relationship between Thomas Skalsberg of Sunlight Studio, how did that take shape between the band?
Yeah, it was through me. My brother knows Thomas. And he was, but I can talk to him so you can just record your vocals. Because my plan first was like before the Born to Die, I was like, I want to record some covers, but not at home. I want like better sound,
Mm-hmm.
So I told my brother that he was, but I can talk to Thomas. Maybe you can do your covers over there. I was, and then nothing happened. I forgot I have a lot of things to do and shit, like that. And then I talked to Robin, the Born to Die, and I was, man. Then I did, instead, I did the Born to Die song, just From Love to Zero. And the next time, or maybe third time, Eric joined the Thomas cult. And and now we friends now, so that's how everything started with Thomas.
Fun thing, because my brother's main band, Imperial Domain, they recorded their first album at Sunlight Studio in 1997, I think, or 96, 97. It was the same time the Helicopters were recording their second album, I think it was. So my brother also knew Thomas Skogsberg back then, but I didn't knew him, so I think I knew Thomas right along with the GC when we were doing the Born to Die stuff, when we recorded the demo. So
let me just educate
right there.
Let me just educate Miranda real quick, because I don't think she knows about the Helicopters. You may, I don't know.
No, I do not.
Helicopters was founded by Nikke Andersson, the drummer of Entombed.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very popular band, by the way. Like, Dave Grohl loves Helicopters. Like, yeah. But anyway. Yeah, really good band.
Then we did, like, the main mix and master. We did Obsidian recordings with Rob. He's working with Frederick at Fredman. So we have used both the two biggest legends almost in Sweden, or at least Rob is working at the same place that Frederick has his recording studio. And Frederick was also, he wasn't really involved on this recording, but he still like listened to it and gave us some pointers and stuff. But Rob really made the sound what it is. We wanted it like a modern tone with a mix of the old, like the Sunlight Entombed feel, So I think we got the best of two worlds with the guitars and all that.
Yes.
Because now, like, when we have like an idea, like that. But sometimes people can listen to something else, like that. But I was happy, and Robin, Charlie, all the guys, were really happy when people started to say to us, like, I hear a little bit of black metal, death metal, hardcore, a little bit of like punk rock, and we were like, yes, we did it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
So the sound is perfect,
Yeah, I think we have like captured a sound that speaks to a lot of metalheads, you know.
It
Right.
does.
Not just the hardcore fans or the death metal fans or the black metal fans. Especially when you get black metal fans to listen to this kind of music, you know you've done something right. Because, you know, black metal fans are really, we're true black metal. We don't listen to anything else. It has to be
They're
about
really
Satan,
hard.
drinking blood and killing cats and stuff.
Yeah, and
You know?
chainsawing
And so,
them.
this is rap metal. We can't listen to this. It's like, but we have like a different vibe, I think. The whole, as we've been talking about a lot, like our covers, you know, it's just black and white, kind of
Simple.
Simple
yeah,
and
it's
to the
simple.
point.
It's easy. Yeah, and it's like it's easy to like see what it is and like, this is cool, you know. It's like kind of artistic, but it's still real simple. That's like the whole music, our whole sound is like that, you know. It's very simple, but every listener hears their own like influence or genre per se, you know. If I listen to a lot of black metal and death metal, I hear, you got some black metal and death metal influences. And if you listen to punk rock and new metal, it's it's a lot of punk rock and new metal. Yeah, yeah, maybe. You know, I just play riffs that I like, you know, and it's become
Heavy riffs.
yeah, riffs and chugs and your groove, you know,
Yeah.
and everything just comes together when I always say to GC, when I write something, I'm always like, I don't know if this has the right vibe. You might want to do some lyrics to it, but as soon as he's like just sings a couple of words to it, I was like, it's Born to Die.
Right.
It's like I instantly hear that it's perfect for Born to Die when GC puts his vocal on it, you know. But before that, I'm like, I don't know if these riffs are gonna make it, if they're good enough, you know. And I also want to hear Eric, and it's like, yeah, I like it. And when he puts the bass on it, so yeah, now we've done it right, you know. So it's funny, you know, when we all do our little part, but together it's like it just becomes perfect in my ears, you know.
Yeah, when Robin sent me the songs are really short, 2 minutes, like that. So I don't know what to put. Sometimes like, all right, well, I don't know what to do right now. You know, it's like 2 minutes. I can put too much screaming or lyrics. You know what to do. But for me, my formula is Ramones. I listen to Ramones because their songs like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I listen.
Punk rock.
Okay. Verse, then especially Ramones, because it's a lot of punk rock out there, but it's not catchy. But Ramones is really catchy.
They're the perfect
So I
band.
listen sometimes.
Yeah.
I listen to Ramones. I'm like, okay, this song is 2 minutes. Robbie's song is 2 minutes. Okay, verse, chorus, then back to the chorus, then verse. All right, something like that. So for me, Ramones is like my Bibles. You know, I go a little bit after that too.
I think we've caught a little bit of that Ramones feeling to our songs because, you know, it's just verse, chorus, and then, you know, the song ends. And, you know, that's what makes it so punk about our songs. And, you know, it's really cool. You know, that's just the way we like it because you don't need to expand a song more and more just to make an epic groove metal song. You know, when you have all the material, just enough material for just one song, you know, leave it that way because that's how great a song can be. You know, that's how it works. That's
how
why
I told. Yeah, that's how when I write it, it's like if I need to I need to put something more on it. But something else. I'm like, I just send it to GC first to see if is this enough? You know, do you want something more to write your lyrics on? You know, because it's easy to just copy paste, and then you have done Saint Anger. You know, I've done the song. It's 6 minutes long. It's just the two verse and chorus the whole time. You know, it's like. You don't need to stretch it, you know. It's just like GC said, the Ramones. It's easy. It's just easier to just. I do this. I give it to GC, and if he think, we need one more chorus, okay, I can do one more chorus, you know. Yeah. But I think a lot of people think, the songs has to be more than 3 minutes, you know. But we have 4 songs and they're on under 10 minutes, so
Right.
it's perfect.
Yeah, and normally I never like say to Robin, "Oh, put 45 seconds more" or something like that. For me, it's more like I know I can do this. It's a challenge for me. I need to put a good chorus, something catchy in these 2 minutes. So for me, it's like I need to listen. I listen to the song, to his song, every day. That's the only thing I listen to.
Yeah.
When I take power walks, when I'm in the gym, I don't listen to something else. I can listen to that song on repeat for 2 weeks. And then it's like, now I know what to do. So, and that's why I don't listen to the song now.
Well, like,
because I'm really tired.
So GC, like during the process of you hearing those songs for 2 weeks on constant rotation, the process as a vocalist, do you start off like just kind of like, humming and like making like a bunch of nonsense noise, like, words to get like a lyrical flow?
Yeah, it's funny because when I hear Robin's riff, I hear words sometimes, like my own word, like dun 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 dun, dun. And for me, it was like, oh, I buried myself. I was all right. That fits good, Maybe he was thinking about it. I don't know, like that, So I hear words sometimes, and I take like 2 words, whatever it can be, I don't know. Yeah, I bury myself or from love to zero, and it's like a puzzle, like playing, and then I put more something that fits good, simple, like the music, the lyrics needs to be simple, If the song maybe is really long, like 10 minutes, oh well, the lyrics can be more lyrics, about something like a story, like whatever, But when it's short, it's more punk rock lyrics. So, but yeah, I hear words
That's
in
so cool.
Robin's riff.
Like that's so cool to like be able to like have that talent to hear riff and like be able like to think of the story and just to be that powerful of a lyricist. But it's so funny that you mentioned My Own War and the lyrics I buried myself, because my question verbatim is my own war includes lyrics like I buried myself and contains like, I guess a storyline about just battling your own inner demons in a society where there's so much shit going on around you, and kind of like playing that enemy as well as the protagonist against yourself. So I was curious on a personal level, what kind of personal wars that y'all battle on a day-to-day basis that music helps y'all with? Oh man!
Right now I'm in a very good place. So I don't have like that much. I do a lot of like therapy through playing guitar. It's like if you have a shitty day or something, you just play guitar. But you have your ups and downs. But right now, I have nothing to complain about in my life. It's almost weird to say it, but because I'm kind of like that. If something happened, you have to just let it go and don't do the same mistake again, and just try to cleanse your rear view mirror in your car is very small, but your rear, like the front window, is very big. So I just keep on going forward and just learning from shit,
Fucking Robin dropping messages on you, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right now I don't have anything. I just play guitar and live life and just try to focus on what I can control, Don't try to get hung up on shit. I don't like, the gas price is high or Putin is bombing Ukraine or stuff like that, because I can't do shit about it. So why even bother,
Mm-hmm.
But what can I do? I can. What kind of shoes do I want to wear today? What kind of socks, What do I want to eat later? I'm like more like that. I'm right now, because that's how you just keep yourself happy and sane, I think.
Yeah.
And just keep on riffing out,
Same here. So
I'm a happy person actually. But I play very angry music. Maybe that's why I'm happy, you know?
Yeah.
Because my riffs are fucking nasty.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go around being a fucking douche because I play guitar. So I'm happy when I go out of this space, you know? I'm a happy dude.
Robin said mountain riffs are nasty.
We all are.
Love it.
Man.
Yeah,
I hope that answered the question. I don't know.
Yes, you did.
I just got carried away.
No.
yeah, same here. A little bit like similar to Robin, you know. I can complain. I'm really happy. Maybe happy is not metal for the metal health community, but I'm really happy with even if I have a bad day, I'm happy that I have a bad day, you know. I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm happy for everything. I'm happy that I'm in this podcast for everything, you know. I'm really grateful for everything. I mean, of course, I have my bad day sometimes, you know, like that, but that's normal, you know. I'm a human being.
Right.
But yeah, if I compare how it was before, like 10 years ago, and now, yeah, before I was overthinking, you know, shit like everyone sometimes, you know. But yeah, I put all my energy in things that I can control, you know, like my diet, walking, whatever, you know, things that I can do. Yeah, and the rest I don't care because I can do shit about the war or about the prices of like the gas or whatever, you know. I just live my life my way, and yeah, and it's thanks because of this law of attraction and positive mind. I'm into that kind of hippie thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my Bible, you know, like that. So.
I think that helps a lot because this whole project is just for fun, you know, and we haven't we've done it just like, yeah, let's do it, you know, and we have got really good like feedback. We get to be on this podcast and a lot of other podcasts. Like from we went from nothing to like, oh shit, people in the US want us to be on a podcast, you know. Yeah. And we haven't done like anything. It was like I was sitting in my room playing guitar, and GC was screaming in his apartment, you know. And then all of a sudden, people from around the world likes our music. It's like
just that another thing.
That makes you happy, you know.
And a lot has happened since we released the first single. So it's incredible that when was the single released? Was it in October?
Yeah,
I think October.
Yeah, October, yeah. So a lot have happened since then. You know, we released our first song. You know, people started to giving us great feedback, and you know, it's been wow. We need to release another song as soon as possible. But no, you know, a lot has happened. You know, people have been asking some stuff and asking, you know, how did you get that bass sound? And how do you do to take care of your hair and stuff like that? You know?
For those of our audience members who can't see Eric,
it's fucking a chocolate waterfall.
It really is. It's like shiny.
It's a dark cacao waterfall.
He could be in any like what's like the best shampoo commercial out there right now?
Pantene.
He could be in Pantene commercial. Straight up.
Thanks.
Fuck all those actors and actresses in those commercials. It's all about you, dude.
I'm gonna take a picture just so I can put this on the gram.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Send them to Pantene or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Silky Smooth.
Man,
Taurus.
we just giving y'all the hookup. We putting you on a
that
podcast.
Should be my nickname for Bored to Die, Silky Smooth.
Yeah. We give him the hookup by being on, like, you know, a podcast in South Louisiana, as well as getting him a Pantene sponsorship.
Hell yeah.
So we're just...
That's cool.
Just flowing right there.
All the way from Sweden. Yeah. All the way from outside of where I live, Uppsala, Sweden.
Yeah. But about the first release, so funny because it's a lot of random guys that send me some screams to my Instagram. They're like, "Dude, I like your song. You want to listen to me?" I was okay. And they're like, so funny because it's a lot of guys sending me like. A lot of people think, oh, maybe a lot of girls are talking to you. Trust me, no. A lot of guys send me a lot of girls to my Instagram.
But it's funny too.
They want the feedback,
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's also funny because my coworkers who doesn't even listen to metal, they have given us the compliment. And you guys, it sounds great. You're really good at playing. And I showed them the photo shoots we did in Gothenburg this last fall, and cool, you guys look so cool. Wow. I hope something will happen in the near future. Oh, yeah, thanks. And they're not into metal.
Yeah.
No one of my coworkers are into metal, so
Sick.
so it's kind of I kind of appreciate. I need to appreciate this kind of stuff.
I want to ask,
People,
how many podcasts y'all have done so far?
Five.
I've done one only.
A total of
With-
5, right? GC, you did
5.
some, yeah.
And this is
I've been-
Eric's second.
This is
want
my
to-
second.
How many?
Meaning like
How many podcasts from the States?
2. This is the second.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
And
I was hoping
yeah,
to be the first
the-
one.
Wait, how many from
the-
Louisiana?
Yeah. How many podcasts from Louisiana y'all been on?
1.
one.
The best one.
Yeah.
That's one.
Right.
Fuck everyone else.
That's right.
The I Hate God City.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it, but GC is wearing an I Hate
know,
God
I
shirt.
almost said it in the beginning.
Who I saw in concert again last night
Yeah.
at the Fillmore.
I love I Hate God. You remember
Hey,
that?
I
You
so
remember the
wanted
story?
this.
GC, remember when we met the guys from I Hate God outside the ABBA Museum?
Yeah. And we met them one day the night before, if you remember.
Yes,
We were backstage
yes,
with the guys.
Man,
Yes.
I love the song "Depressed." Like just the
yeah,
riff
we
at
were
the
at.
beginning.
They did a rescheduled show that night because they canceled for whatever reason, and so they did a rescheduled show. So we went there and watched I Hate God, and the guys from I Hate God were kind to us, and we went backstage with them and talked a lot of shit. And then a funny day, and then the
Eric
next
was
day,
like-
what?
Yeah. No, I remember you told me I want to date I Hate God, and I told you I met them before. They're really nice. Come on.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Bauer gave you the Pantera pick.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Bauer. He gave me. I asked him for a. Hey, you have a guitar pick? Yeah, I guess take this one. So it was the guitar pick was. Oh, this is when he was using that guitar pick, and it actually was a Pantera guitar pick from the Remake in the Steel show from Rex Brown. So I actually have a Pantera Rex Brown the bass pick.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I said, okay, this is going to my Remake in the Steel album because our first show, or my first show, and also GC's, our first show was Pantera in Stockholm.
Nice.
2000, April 2000.
Yeah,
And it was
22 years ago.
Satyricon was the special guest.
Yes, that's right.
Well,
So
speaking.
now I have the Remake in the Steel guitar pick or bass pick or whatever.
And then the next day we met again. I Hate God. I Hate God the guys outside the ABBA Museum.
Yes. Yes, we did meet. Was it Jimmy Bauer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the other who was
The bass player. I don't remember
the
his
bass
name.
player.
Gary Mater. Gary.
Yeah, exactly.
yes. Yeah.
Good dudes.
Nobody cares about the bass player, you know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's because I always keep myself silent.
That's why Eric has that beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody will recognize him.
Well, I tell you what, we love bass players.
We stand bass players.
We love the bass. We love the bass.
We love the bass.
And
cool.
The presence.
We also
and just to show you how much we love the bass players, we're gonna let Eric choose the best representation of Born to Die. We want to know what's Eric's favorite song that y'all released so far.
I think I'm gonna go with From Love to Zero.
All right, because that's the track. That's the track we're gonna let the audience listen to if they don't know anything about Born to Die.
Cool.
You want to
totally stand by Eric. I love bass players.
Eric, you want to tell us why you love this track?
Why? Well, obviously because it was the first song we ever worked with. So we did a demo of it first before we did the actual recording, and I wanted that song to sound like Entombed-ish kind of stuff. So I just did my part as good as I could. So I did write the bass part for this, and this the break. The break stuff on that song, I need to do some kind of a bass solo kind of stuff, just to get the song going, just to get the feel of the song. So I just tried to just improvise something, and then I just did some kind of a cool stuff, something. And when we heard the song, the demo track of the song, I listened, oh man, that's so heavy. And then we did the drums, and it sounded even heavier. So when we did the recording for the first song, the 4 songs we released so far, I wanted to get even a better bass sound for this recording. So when we did the Love to Zero song, I don't know how many takes I did it, but I think I nailed about 3 times. Do you remember, GC?
3. Yeah, three times. 2 or 3, and he was like, "What do you think?" I like it, but he was like, "And the second version, I like it too."
Yeah. Yes, because I don't think we should do anything more of that song when we recorded. So it took a longer to do the other songs, but Love to Zero was simple and groovy as fuck. Yeah. And I remember I was inspired by a song for that song. I was inspired by a song by a band. They don't exist anymore. They're a band that's called Revolver. I think these guys were Germans, but they had a Swedish singer. This singer used to sing in Carnal Forge. They had a band that was called Revolver. They did a recording in Sunlight.
Yes.
Back in 2001, I think. And they have a song called Sucks to Be You. And that's where I heard that cool bass thing on that song, because it was such a groovy song, Entombed groove metal stuff, and I heard that bass stuff. I need to do that bass stuff later that they did on that song, and I think it turned out well with the From Love to Zero. So that's what the inspiration came for the bass part in that song.
Well, let's check it out. Let's give the listeners your groove, your take on From Love to Zero. Man, that shit rips. Like, so, Robin, what's your process like as far as recording guitars? I mean, since did you do everything on your own?
How I recorded it? I recorded it like I began before I bought my computer at home. I used an iPad.
Okay.
And like a small docking station to the iPad, and just like Cubase and started recording. But then when I moved to another apartment, I actually upgraded my home studio or recording thing. So now I'm using like what do you call it? Neural DSP, the Gojira guitar plugin, and also I just use Reaper as my like recording platform. And then I just like dial in my own tone and just record it. And then when we did the recordings for like, I went to Rob at Obsidian Recordings. I've been working with him for quite a couple of years now, and I know he gets what I want, you know, and it's always like spot on, and he's also very, you know, he's very into the modern tones of metal, but also like he loves the old school as well, you know, all that like the Sunlight stuff, you know. So we just recorded the guitars with like a digital, real modern tone for the like main guitar, and then we used an old, I got it, the Swollen Pickle by Way Huge. It's a fuzz pedal, and we just maxed it out, and it got that fuzzy, you know, the classical Swedish death metal chainsaw tone.
Yeah, you almost get that HM2 feel to it.
Yeah. So we did all the main guitars with like the modern amp plugins, you know, to get that like the clearness and the like the chugs. And then we like dubbed all the guitars, all the main chugs with a Swollen Pickle, just to get that, you know, super fuzzy vibe. So we have every guitar is like recorded 4 times.
Wow!
Just to get like really wanted the modern tone on top of the old school death metal, you know.
So you have all 4 guitars, like maybe one
2 left, 2 right.
Yeah, 2 left, 2 right. Okay, cool.
So, and we did all the like the high pitched tones with some. Yeah, it sounded like shit when you just heard the EQ was way up, and it's like it hurts your ears when you just hear that track, you know. But it puts it's just that little extra magical you know, tone to the guitars. So it's really fun. We always try to you know, experiment with the guitars a bit.
Yeah,
I always know what I want, and I play my certain, like, I have my style of playing, you know. But it's always fun to try something new. And we talked about it, me and GC, that we really wanted like a modern take on the classical death metal mixed with the hardcore songs that were like the Hatebreed inspired songs that I've written. Mm-hmm. So I think we got like the perfect tone for this. Just experiment with this different pedals, and, you know, fuzz pedals and modern metal pedals and all that. So it was a bit of a more of a process than with the bass at Thomas.
Yeah.
But, you need to have this.
Got that. I got it.
Robin, you need to have this.
Oh yeah.
I only have the pink one by Behringer, the fake one.
The fake one.
But we used the Swollen Pickle. I have it here as well.
Cool.
This is a classical fuzz pedal.
Oh wow.
Oh yes. Yeah.
And we just maxed it out, and just the name Swollen Pickle is awesome.
Yeah.
I also have the Wasa.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I have the iMaster pedal.
That's a good one too.
Similar to
It's a cool one too.
When we're recording at Studio Fredman, you know, we can always borrow his pedals. So that's what we did, you know.
I gotta show y'all something real quick.
What does Frederick has in his secret cabin? You know?
he has his old the old bass, the Boss HM2 and the distortion pedal, the DS1, and his PV.
Yeah.
So he has that.
The
in
51.
The 5150.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
That's the Dismember one, right?
Yep. Dismember by Lone Wolf Audio Effects here in the States. He actually made this for Fred Atsby of Dismember.
Yes.
And
that's right.
And he made a few available, and when he did, I was like, dude, need that.
Just
so
buy.
it's
he did one for Bloodbath, right?
yes.
The left hand
wrath
or whatever. Yes.
Yep. And that's basically what this is. It's a left hand wrath, but it's the custom Dismember edition.
Yes, of course. Yes.
That's
he also
cool.
He's done a lot of stuff there.
Oh yeah. He's got a full line of different distortions, overdrives, delays, reverbs. He's even got some a line of pedals called Void, and they're just filthy freaking delay trails and synth, like you name it, he could do it. Really good dude, really good guy.
Because I've seen all those pedals. Was it that guy? What's his name? Is it Kurt from Converge?
Yes.
He has a collection of so many pedals, and I've seen on YouTube, all the stuff he's showing with the pedals. And he did some kind of a Boss HM2 review for different pedals that are HM2 clones. I found it quite amazing.
Yes,
cool to see.
So man, I like to ask this question to all my guests just to see where they're at with their musical taste in the moment. But if there was 6 albums that you could just, go on desert island, or, the 6 albums that you were going to grab, the house is on fire, that you can't live without, which ones are they? And then we can go first. GC.
I start. All right.
Yes.
You said 6 albums. 6.
Yes.
6.
All right. 6. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Then Roots album, and then $3 Bill Your Limp Bizkit, and then Entombed. That's hard. It's a lot of good. Wolverine Blues. That's 4. Then Pantera, Volgar, and then I can say the first Motorhead album, Ace of Space. I think is the first one.
Nice. That's 6 because solid. That's a solid 6 right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because in the Motorhead, I have like punk and metal and rock and blues, everything in one, So.
Yeah. You'd be a happy camper on a desert island for sure.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
So that.
Should I go next?
Yeah.
I'm watching my vinyl collection here, so. Well, first of all, To Ride, Shoot Straight, and Speak the Truth by Entombed, just because I have the OG pressing. That one. Okay, Iowa by Slipknot, because it's hard to find. And there's so many in my collection. Well, Master of Puppets, Metallica.
Not Saint Anger.
Definitely not. I got Death Breath, Stinking Up the Night. You know, Nicky Anderson, his death metal project. This is going to be a hard one, but I can't. At least one Bolt Thrower album.
Oh yeah.
Don't know which one because they're all good. And the same goes with Death.
Oh yeah.
Which I think Human with Death.
Dude, we get along so well already, Eric, you and me. I mean, Human's by far my favorite Death album.
Yes. There's no bad song on that album.
Not one. Period. Not one. Period. Exactly. Bravo.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know. I have a hard time because I have 3 Mastodon albums on my list. It's Crack the Sky, Sultan's Curse, and Once More Under the Sun. I would definitely not... I can't live without them. And then Machine Head, Burn My Eyes, Hatebreed, Supremacy. I think I would bring the Black Album by Metallica. Because I always tend to go back to the Black Album whenever I don't know what to listen to. I always tend to go back to the Black Albums for some reason. I think it's just like a groovy.
It's a great album.
It is a great album. It's got some riffs.
I used to rate that album, but you know, the other day when I was listening to it, oh shit, that is such a good album.
It's because I bought
the Black Album box just to collect them all. But
oh wait, that's all box sets you got behind you, Eric?
Yes, that's right. So yeah, I collected them all. I am actually a huge Metallica fan, so I couldn't miss.
You need that Anger box.
You got the same Anger box set?
Anger album.
There is no Saint Anger box.
No, but the Black Album isn't. I also like Eric. I realize like it's also been a good album, but I just tend to go back to it because it's heavy. You know,
yes.
It's got great songs on it. So, and it's also not it's not too metal and it's not too rock. It's just the right mix. You know.
Absolutely.
So that's my 6 albums because I'm a huge Mastodon nerd. So I could take just 6 Mastodon albums and I would be fine. But
and, you know, going back to the Black Album, you know, I must say I really fucking love The Unforgiven. That song, I really fucking love that song.
Mm-hmm.
A good song.
It took so many years. Yeah, it took me so many years to like that, but you know, I just came to a point. No, it's such a great arrangement of the songs.
Did you like the sequels that they put out to The Unforgiven?
No, not the second one. I was never a fan of Load or Reload because I felt that they did too many songs. They could have just picked the best songs to put on one album. And you know that Unforgiven 2 song, it wasn't that great. And there's a third one, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that song.
Yeah, I tend to just black it out, you know.
Yes. Yeah,
no pun
the,
intended, but I tend to black it out.
Yes, just go with the OG Unforgiven.
Yep.
But The God That Failed is one of my favorite songs from that album.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
An awesome
That's a ripper.
Yeah.
It's heavy and the lyrics are awesome as well.
It's a great album in general. So
yeah, you know, and I heard, you know, y'all mentioned that y'all utilize a lot of black metal in your sound, but I didn't hear not one single black metal album mentioned. That I'm curious about that.
Well, I'm not I don't even like black metal. To be honest, it's too. It always sounds like you know. We're gonna record an album, but we want to do it as shitty as possible.
I like, more...
I know the vibe we got was like from GC listening to all the old Black Album. Like I think it was more vocally, you know, how the singer used their.
I think
their
I
style.
think I like more. I think I like more black metal bands that has more like a death metal kind of feel to the music.
Mhm.
Belphegor, for example, and yeah, there are other bands that I can't remember, but black metal bands with the death metal elements are kind of the only kind of black metal I like. But then again, I do enjoy bands like Emperor or the newer Mayhem stuff.
Yeah.
Even the newer.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so Watain, I'm from the same hometown as Watain.
Okay. So GC,
Could have been.
So GC, since you appreciate black metal vocalists, what are some of the vocalists black metal wise that you draw some influence from?
I like well, I don't like the music, but Immortal, the screaming,
Yeah.
not the music, because I think the music is shit. But Abbat, like a solo artist, I think he's fucking awesome. I love the new album, it's perfect. So that kind of, that's and that's what I do when Robin play his riff. Sometimes can be the riff, dun, 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 and then I'm like, all right, then I can do that. Something like that, just to feel the riff,
Right.
And I think that's the black metal thing. Yeah, but it's like Satyricon, Abbat, Song Mayhem too, Divo Borghi, Dissection, that kind of old school black metal that I try and Venom. But Venom's not too black metal, but that kind of
Well,
like that kind of.
Venom definitely has a hand in starting multiple genres, including black metal. So you're not far off at all.
So yeah. So I listen to the words, like if he say hell, that kind of of things that I try to put, So yeah.
Maybe we should get Bathory as our influence for the next record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Robin might not be a fan.
Huh?
I said Robin might not be a fan of Bathory too much because you talk about the Earth.
We already have written the next four songs, so.
Oh wow! So what can we
record them soon?
So what can we expect? What can the audience expect? What is the sound going to sound like? What is the what? I can't.
It still has the same vibe.
Okay.
It's still the same. It's still Born to Die,
Yep.
But I've been working a little bit more with putting some extra guitar tones and small melodic touches to it, but still the same, just straightforward chugs and riffs, So it's still Born to Die, but it's Born to Die version 2,
It's going to be more.
Yeah.
So you're going to take a page from Yngwie over there, and more's more.
Yeah, more is more. But
More's more.
Just playing around a little bit more with putting small melodic parts on top of the riffs, just to make them pop a bit more. Not too much. It's no solos or anything like that. Just a little twist of a little more melodic stuff,
Is there any?
There's one song that it's kind of different to the other songs you did for this next section we're gonna record, which I think is such a fucking awesome, fun song to play. I don't want to spoil too much, but I think you know which song I mean, Robin.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just say it's a rock song.
Yeah, the rock song. Yeah.
Yes.
I've been experimenting a bit more with different what do you call it, time. It's not just 4/4 or
tempo changes.
Yeah. So it's still the same vibe. You're still gonna hear that it's Born to Die, but it's like a little just a little twist on it, you know. So
It
I think
still has the
I think
groove.
you're gonna like it. I hope you're gonna like it.
I'm gonna like
It
it.
still has the groove. That
Yeah, it's,
groove
Yeah,
it's
is
still the
such,
same basic groove,
yeah.
hardcore metal with a
And
little
it-
twist.
and it's
Yes.
catchy as fuck. All the songs,
Yeah.
they're really catchy. This a little bit that poppy chorus, you know, like that, but heavy, you know. So it's one song that I put more like. I think all the chorus like that, you know. So gonna be more that song especially is more punk rock, like the attitude, you know, like that. But because the lyrics, the attitude is punk rock, but then it's groove. But the chorus is a little bit punk rock, but the screaming is a little black metal. But it's really nice. It's really fun. I love that song. You know, I was listening to that today when in the gym. I can't wait to hear that song. You know, like professionally with the real sound. So yeah, fucking love that song.
As far as a
And
new,
let me tell you, and we're actually gonna start rigging up the drums tomorrow. So I'm going to Uppsala to rig the drums up for the recording session of the drums, and from there I'm also going to record the bass. So I'm recording bass in my hometown. So we're starting off Monday.
and
We're
when,
starting off doing the bass and the drums.
and will y'all return to Sunlight Studios for anything as far as recording process or mixing, mastering, anything like that?
No, nothing. Song.
Not this time.
I just did the demo version. Sound like just
Okay.
my vocals, just to have the idea, the vibe, you know, like with better sound. And yeah, I sent the guys the songs, and yeah, it was nice. We were like, yes, you know. I just did the demo, you know, and that sound like.
Because
Like
it's always
was
like I said before, is when GC's vocals are on the songs, I really get like, yeah, this is Born to Die. You know, I can be a bit skeptical to my own writing sometimes. You know, if am I on the right track? Is it still does it still sound like Born to Die, or am I way off? You know.
Yeah.
But as soon as GC's lyrics is on, I'm like, yeah, I did it right this time as well. I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel the same. You know, sometimes I put vocals and you know melody, whatever, and I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, I like this. I was all right, and it's the same. Sometimes he's like, I don't know about my riff. I was, oh, I love it. so yeah, I think that's the magic of this band. You know,
Yeah. You could definitely tell there's some
really.
magic there. I think Robin said it best. You know, y'all have fun. You know, it's a fun project, and if all the members are having fun, it's going to translate, you know, to the recordings, and it sounds killer. Like every one of the singles y'all put out so far just sounds fucking killer, and I can't wait to see what y'all do next.
Because it's when you're just having fun, no pressure. You know, you just let it go. You don't have to.
Yes.
You're not trying to make it cool. You're not trying to make it groovy. You're not trying too much. You know, it just happens because it's natural and organic. You know, and that's where
we just do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know, when it comes naturally, you know, it makes it even more funnier. And when no pressure, just take the time, and you know, whenever the songs are ready to. When they're finished and ready to go, you know, you just do it. That's how it's supposed to work, I think.
Yep.
That's what I think. Yeah.
And also, Rob, he told me that the recording and mix and master is going to be even better this time. So he said he wants to step up his game as well because he was so happy with how it came out this time. And we were just as well. We were just playing with it. So now we're gonna have a bit more time at the studio, so we really can just have fun with the guitar sound and have like when GC puts the vocals on, maybe put some more, you know, choirs on it or anything, you know, do dubs and stuff. So I think it's gonna be even better than the first 4 songs. Actually,
great.
I think so.
and like Robin was saying, everything is natural, the same with the artwork, all the pictures, the singles. I took those pictures, and sometimes I don't like believe in my art. I don't know, this maybe looks lame, and then I said to the guys, "No, yeah, I like it. We can use that to the next single." I was okay, cool. So now when I was in Spain, I did the same. I took some pictures of like weird things, and then I played with the Photoshop, and then I sent it to Rob, and he was, "Yeah, I like this." I was, all right, cool. So everything is really, organic and fun,
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to the next single or whatever y'all drop next. If y'all drop a full EP, whatever y'all decide to do, I'm looking forward to listening to it. And
four new songs.
And Robin, I'm definitely would like to hear some of those side projects you had, man. You got me here on Discord now and Instagram. You can share me a link, man, so I can see what else you got brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. As far like when we're done with this recording with Born to Die, I think I'm gonna get my 7-string with Evertune back from the shop, or my friend is fixing it up for me so I can start recording the other songs, and I'll send you a sneak peek or two.
Hell yeah, looking forward to that. Appreciate it. Well, man, look, I know we've been at it just over 2 hours, and I don't know how it's but time flies when you're having fun. So
feels like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it does. It feels like 45 minutes. We gotta do this again. Whenever y'all drop something new or just want to shoot the shit with me, I'm all for it, man. And dude, thank y'all again. I really appreciate y'all time. Man. Really appreciate y'all time.
It's been fun.
Yeah, I hope y'all are ready. Y'all got a fucking friend for life over here. So, and man, if y'all get to the point where y'all touring the States, y'all better hit Louisiana. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
I hate that.
That's one place I would like to visit in New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
I would love to visit. I'm not a big fan of traveling, but if I ever going to the United States, Louisiana or New Orleans, that is, I think it's the first place I would ever visit.
Well,
because it's
I will be your tour guide.
There's something about it. Something about NOLA.
There's a lot of good music there.
A lot of good music, a lot of good food, just a fucking melting pot, man, of all these cultures coming together. It's fucking awesome. I love it. Love that place.
Yes.
But eventually I want to find myself in Sweden though, because that's a bucket list travel spot for me, for sure. I know it's getting late over there, and y'all got y'all weekend underway. I don't know what y'all got planned tonight, but I hope it's gonna be awesome. And man, again,
I'm gonna eat.
This is my plan.
The Crow. Yes. Great movie.
This is my plan. Listen to this album.
Pestilence. Hell yeah.
Yes. And the other three there.
What you got behind you? I can't see the top shelf.
Decapitated.
Okay.
The Anti-Cult album.
And you got Nile, I think.
Nile.
Yep.
Exactly. Annihilation of the Wicked. Well, that's a fucking ripper.
Yes.
And then we got from Sweden, FKU.
I never heard of that.
Have you heard them?
No, I didn't check them out.
FKU.
Really good.
Them out. Really thrash metal.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Thrash metal with the horror, singing about the early thrash stuff from the 80s and horror movies like Christine, Freddy Krueger, and all the 80s classic horror movies.
Fucking right.
You need to check that out.
I'm gonna check it out after we're done with this, man. Dude, yeah. I can't say thank you enough for you guys' time, what y'all doing. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all some more whenever everything new comes out, and hopefully next month I'll see y'all in person.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
Yep. All right, guys.
We have to figure something out.
Absolutely. All right, man.
Of course.
Have a great one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a great
Have a good
take care,
Thank you, man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.